Welcome to Buzzed and Baffled, the podcast where the wine is flowing, the stories get weird, and we try our best to keep the chaos to a minimum. Try being the keyword.
Before we jump in, a quick behind the scenes truth. Producing the show is basically an Olympic sport. Between being the media manager, the sound engineer, the editor, and trying to control her own voice volume, which, let's be honest, Nicole's has the natural power of a small megaphone, things can get a little unpredictable. So if you hear the occasional mic spike, just know it's not your headphones. It's Nicole living her best and loudest life.
Disclaimer: we're not experts, just two curious humans with wine in hand and an enthusiasm for the bizarre. Some topics may be dark, sensitive, or downright strange, so listener discretion is advised. And remember, everything you hear is for entertainment only, so take the story seriously, just not too seriously.
And any opinions shared on this podcast are our own and not reflective of any third party.
Now, pour a glass, settle in, and get ready to be buzzed and baffled.
Are you sure?
Okay, now we're recording.
And we're recording through
Through the mics.
the mics.
Not like last episode where everyone got to hear the four of us through my laptop microphone.
She tried to blame it on me. You didn't have to ask me. I was like, you started recording before I even came in the room.
She got me drunk and then sent me back here.
No, not even. But
So-
we're back. For real. We're going to be like back on schedule now for a
Yeah.
while. And
Yeah, until October probably. Well, no,
Labor Day. But we can
Yeah.
pre-record one. That's a couple weeks away. So we have
I
time.
have two in the hopper. So like this week I was feeling, because I only had one and I don't like only having one. So now I have a second one,
Yeah.
which is actually, it's kind of funny. It's not even a murder.
Yeah, which means I should do a murder. And I do have an idea of what I was going to do
Oh, yeah, 'cause
anyways.
I still have the crown.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm not going to win it back with this. This story's fine. And it's not like a throwaway story or anything, but it was, the idea was at the very top of my list. So I thought about doing this a long time ago. And I was actually surprised at how little detailed information I
Yeah.
could find. But then I wasn't so surprised.
I was so mad because I was going to finish one that I'd started, and I think I had started writing it, and then I didn't save it.
Oops.
I do remember what I was doing, so I just have to redo it, but I was very irritated.
Yeah, I spent 3 weeks writing this because I'd do like
I'm
one paragraph and then I'd be like, I don't feel like
If
doing
you
this
tell
anymore.
me I spent 3 weeks working on this had better blow me out of the
No, it's not
goddamn
going
water.
It was just like every time I was just like, I don't know. For some reason, this one was a chore to write.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it took me so long. And also, I knew I had 3 weeks to do it.
But we've had a very productive 3 weeks. We've renewed our pail
Mhm.
supply because
Yep.
I went to Chicago to see friend of the pod, Leah and Ben.
Yeah.
We went and saw a magic show, and I retrieved 2 cases of pail. They looked at me like I was insane.
I'm sure they did because it's very specific. And I can't imagine anyone else goes in there and asks for 2 cases.
And
of the
she
pail.
looked, and it said 2 of
Oh, yeah. Those boxes
2
say
of 3.
like 2 of 3 and 3 of 3. So I think we cleaned them out.
The first case was on the shelves,
Mhm.
and so the rest of it's mine.
Yeah. And I was looking at this. I mean, and I've seen it on the bottle before, but it says who it's by. We should like keep tagging that person.
Oh, I've tagged
Like
them
the
and stuff.
winemaker themselves, not just
Yeah.
the pail, but yeah,
Yeah.
Sasha somebody.
But like, hey, we love this.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll sponsor us. Sponsor us the pail.
Also, we're potentially planning a trip
We are. Where are we going?
to Washington.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we talked about that last night.
Like, we don't know when, but if our number one fan will have us,
Mm-hmm.
we'll come visit.
Yep. Yeah, we have our fall and spring trips planned already. So
Yeah.
the next earliest opportunity would be either
Next fall.
next fall, maybe a quick summer trip.
Washington's nice in the summer.
Yeah, we could do a quick summer trip too.
Mhm.
Maybe by then we'll be sponsored and they'll pay for us.
We could fly right into SeaTac. We could use all our United points.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, do we bring David?
No.
He's got to stay home and watch the dog.
This is about the pod, David. You hate the pod, so.
In fact, I'm going to bring my dogs down here so you can watch those too.
Oh, goodness. But here we are.
On episode 65?
65. I thought it was 66, but I only go by what the next number on my label maker is, and I didn't remember making a label for the last
We
episode.
didn't because we were all over the place.
But
so 64.
So actually, yeah, that makes sense that it was.
So
Yeah.
64 doesn't have a pin.
Yeah.
Unless we just put another pin in Hancock.
Which we can do.
Yeah.
We can put it on the
world map.
You do have a blank pin on the world map, so we can put it up there.
Oh, in the Hancock section, we can put it on that one.
Yeah.
See, aren't we glad that I did that?
So glad. We need more pins on the world side of the map. I was looking at this the other day.
I have one that I've been sitting on for a while from Germany. I need to work on.
I have a couple that are international.
I also have one from Poland that I've been sitting on.
Bo needs to come for that one. But I was
I
looking
need her
at
to say all the names.
It's like we're very heavily concentrated on the East Coast and California.
Yep. The Midwest, but also this is where some of the terrible stuff happens. But we have a lot across Europe.
There are quite a few in Europe.
So I think we need to and don't tell me we can't find weird stories out of Russia, because I'm willing to bet we can. And Africa?
Yeah, we have nothing. We have one in Canada. We have nothing.
We have one
in Mexico and South.
In Dutch New Guinea.
Yeah. We have a couple in Australia, nothing in Africa. So nothing in. Okay, we have one in Asia where the John Chow.
Yes.
We have that.
But we need to start looking in South America, Africa,
and I have
Greenland.
one for South America. I actually think I have two in South America. So
yeah, we need to hit Greenland. There's a whole bunch of weird shit in Greenland, I bet.
Probably. And I
also,
want it from Canada
Antarctica. There's probably some weird shit down there.
There probably is. I'm sure we'll find it. We just need to.
I mean, for the last story, I just Googled weird and stupid crimes, and it gave me a list. And I picked the one that I thought was the dumbest. And that's the one I went with.
That tracks.
But here's her wine. She stole my wine idea for next week.
And I didn't even know about it.
Because next week...
You can save that for next week if you want, because I do have another wine that fits for tonight.
I'm curious.
Okay.
I was just picking it because next week is Bob Barker. And it's not easy to find a themed wine for game show hosts and rapists.
Yeah, there is a freak show on the shelf behind you.
Oh, we could do that one. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, he's the blur, so I could do the first, which is what this is. And it's a Pinot Blanc, which I'm like, that's very weird.
Yeah. And she was telling me, because I told her earlier when I was making dinner, I'm like, there's 2 wines tonight that you can pick from. There's 2 that you can choose from. I didn't pick, they're both fine. And she's like, oh, I was at the co-op and I saw this one and it was called this. I'm like, I think I bought that today. Sure enough.
Yep. So it's by Vin de Lance.
Sure.
Appellation Alance Protégé. It's from 2025. The first. Oh, God, I don't have my readers on. In the foothills of the Vascos Mountains, which I don't know where that is.
I don't know either. And when I was standing at the co-op, I had to look up what a Pinot Blanc was like, because I was like, if this is sweet, I'm not buying it. But it sounded good.
Close to the best Alais Grands Cru. So I'm assuming it's in France. I bet you Lee's very proud of my pronunciation. Proud to have been raised on Alsacian tradition, Dan Stefan, the artist of the label, has dedicated her.
Do we want to start again with this label reading?
Hold on. It just says Dan. It's like a little bit blurry from the water condensation. And my eyes are bad. The artist of the label has dedicated her life to art, but it does say Dan on there. That's what threw me.
Oh.
Intrigued by Forgotten, the drawing suggests tenderness and humor through a certain despondency. Well, this definitely doesn't go with next pod.
Okay,
so
well,
we'll go with this one. Spread the happiness. Enjoy this wine with family and friends. It's a 12.5% alcohol.
All right.
And it's a screw top.
And we'll post a picture of the label. The label is the reason I picked it, because it's semi-related. I mean, it's hard to find a themed wine, so I just picked something that was like maybe someone having a mental breakdown or something. It's very straw yellow.
It is. But is it dry or is it sweet?
It's dry because it said there was a heavy minerality in it,
Ooh,
which is why I got it.
I do like a heavy minerality. I'm gonna get your cheese sticks in this picture.
Dang it.
So, cheers. It's kind of even.
Yeah, it's much milder than I thought it would be much more bite.
Yeah. Like I was expecting there to be
It's
more
really good.
bite on the front, but it's like it's very there's not like a strong bouquet to
No.
it. Like you can't smell
There's
anything in the nose.
less acidity than I was expecting, but it's really good.
It's no 2004 Chardonnay.
Nothing is.
I'm on the hunt to see if I can find something as old and as terrible as that.
Yeah, this is good. Interesting Pinot Blanc. Well done. The bottle's nice. It's skinny and tall.
Yeah.
Like me.
Me too. Well, I'm not
Well,
tall.
you're not tall. And I'm not skinny. I have titled this, and this is my title, not ChatGPT.
You didn't cheat? I always cheat.
No, I always do, but I didn't like any of the suggestions it was giving me. A very bad trip.
Okay. So is this Lisa's pod?
Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg and her 20 milligram edibles. You and your resin edibles. Ugh.
Yeah, they're gross. We're going through them so you don't have to suffer.
No, I'm eating the good ones that we bought on the day that I couldn't hang. I'm surprised David hasn't eaten all of those. So
I told him not to.
I'm surprised he didn't do it.
I was like, I bought those. Don't eat them. Because we don't share money or anything.
They came out of my pocketbook.
It was my walking around money I spent.
Okay.
As we know, during World War II, the Nazis did terrible things.
No, I don't believe it.
I know. One of these terrible things was conducting interrogation experiments on human subjects by dosing prisoners of war with barbiturates, hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens. I wish that my friend Jeff listened to this because I know Jeff Vader doesn't. But if we would latch onto that so fast.
I can't believe I just said that.
It's like halioperidol.
I sound like an idiot. Oh my god.
Hallucinogens.
Why did I was reading ahead.
I have
is
to
the
put
problem.
this on. I do have a list of things that Kyla says.
Two things. Is this gonna be number 3?
We're number 4.
Hallucinogens, including mescaline and morphine products. Their goal was to develop a truth serum. I'm gonna wait till you're done typing.
Because I'm spelling it out phonetically, so I remember how to say it.
I can't believe I said hallucinogens.
I think I spelled it out pretty good.
Hallucinogens. Yeah. I think you have a couple extra O's in there, but yeah. Oh my god. Can we start over?
No. Very rarely do I get this opportunity. I'm renaming this episode Hallucinogens.
Okay. When I was typing this, I was typing the word barbiturates, and it came up that I spelled it wrong. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did you know it's barbiturates?
Let me see.
Right here. That's why I got tripped up because I wanted to make sure I said it right. Yeah, there's an extra R in there.
Yeah.
I thought it was barbiturates.
Barbiturates.
But it's barbiturates.
Yeah.
That's why I got tripped up.
But we call it barbiturates.
Yeah. And then I never typed out the word before. That's why I said hallucinogens.
Well, but like for some reason, like I can type out like the medical pronunciation of medicines all because I have to spell them all the time. And like I have my own autocorrect system in my computer.
Okay, so their goal is to develop a truth serum. A laboratory assistant to Kurt Plotner, a Nazi doctor who conducted experiments on humans at the Dachau concentration camp, stated the idea was, quote, to eliminate the will of the person examined, end quote. Oh my God, I should have considered what I'm unleashing.
Tell me more.
This work, of course, is in addition to the immeasurable, innumerable atrocities that the Nazis committed.
Well, if you keep it in a narrow window, it's probably okay.
Following the end of World War II, did the United States condemn these experiments conducted by the Nazis?
No, they definitely took it and used it for military.
You're exactly right. I was gonna hit it, and then I remembered the last episode where there was just blank space because it wasn't recording.
I mean, we heard it.
Nobody else did, even the listeners
You
didn't.
know, our dear readers.
The United States recruited and hired over 1,500 German scientists in what was called Operation Paperclip as a means to leverage German scientific and technological advances against Japan for the remainder of the war.
Now I'm picturing Clippy, that horrible little paper
That's
clip.
what I pictured too. Fucking Clippy. Nobody liked you, Clippy.
No, but now compared to some of the other CGI stuff, and I'll take Clippy back any day of the week.
Many recruits were confirmed former members of the Nazi Party and had been classified as enemies of the Allied forces, but found new homes in America working for our government.
So I want to clarify.
Mhm.
Turn away the Jews who were seeking
Yep.
asylum. Bring in the Nazis who were torturing them.
Mhm.
Who was president at this time?
At the end of World War II, it would have been Truman?
I was just saying, was it Truman?
I think so.
Wasn't he normally a good person?
Because Roosevelt died in office. So it would have been like Roosevelt Truman.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but
At first, I was like, was it Taft?
no, that was a long time ago. They found new homes in America working for our government, often under aliases and with high-level security clearances.
I have a lot of German ancestry.
I do too.
What were their aliases?
Mine came over before the war.
Mine did
Well, that's
A
did they
little
did they make a little stop in Argentina on the
a
way?
little
Perhaps?
before, a little after. We kind of sprinkled in throughout time.
The United States' interest in a truth serum also began in the early 1940s, parallel to the Nazis. By 1947, the U.S. Navy was testing LSD on human subjects as part of Project Chatter, which focused on identifying drugs for use in both interrogation and recruitment of agents.
Boy, did that not go how they thought it would.
In 1950, the CIA started their own experiments with interrogation dubbed Project Artichoke. Who is naming these? I have no fucking idea.
Clippy.
Yeah, fucking Clippy is naming these. Clippy was like,
Here's the name.
you know, we shat on Clippy too much because now we have fucking AI, and Clippy was way better.
Although I have curated my chat GBT and it's perfect, and I only have to ask it one sentence, and it knows exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, usually when I give me a podcast title, it's like, okay, here's a list. They're like, do you want it more tabloid and campy like you usually do? I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah, mine gives me a lot of judgment statements. It will also include our names and make fun of us without me asking it to now when I put the intros to the episodes on the website.
The ultimate goal of Project Artichoke was to determine if a subject could be involuntarily directed to assassinate.
I was going to say, subjects can be involuntary directed to do a lot of things. I don't know about assassinate, but in my experience.
But it also studied mind control, hypnosis, and forced addiction and withdrawal to substances. So they're doing several psychological experiments of different flavors at once.
I like where their mind's at.
A 1952 memo stated, quote, Can we get control of an individual to the point where he will do our bidding against his will and even against fundamental laws of nature, such as self-preservation, end quote.
But that's difficult, right? Because you're asking not only the brain to do things that it's
Mhm.
not wired to do, but you're asking the psychology to go against.
Yeah. So
Like-
they're trying to figure out, is this possible? And we believe it is through use of drugs.
Because, realistically, the ego and the super ego is usually going to override some of that stuff because the goal is to stay alive.
Mhm. Another Nazi scientist.
I mean, in most people. Kyla, on the other hand.
No, not mine. Mine's defective. I feel like if some a G-man showed up, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Sounds good to me.
They're like, take this pill. You're like, okay.
Another Nazi scientist, Kurt Blom, who was director of the Nazi biological warfare program, was recruited by the U.S. Army in 1951 as part of Project 63, the successor to Operation Paperclip.
I feel that should be a war crime. that you're
there were war criminals that the United States brought over and essentially gave asylum to following the Nuremberg trials.
and that should be a crime that America
Mhm.
committed by doing that.
Yep. In Germany, during the war, Blom had conducted experiments on prisoners by infecting them with the plague to test out vaccines.
Like the Black Plague?
Mhm.
That's not cool, dude.
He also incited typhus epidemics by infecting prisoners with lice.
Wait, you said a vaccine?
Yeah.
Isn't that bacterial? So how can you do a vaccine for a bacteria?
Well, I mean, they're idiots.
Okay, I was like, even I know that.
There are some vaccines, like the meningitis vaccine, because bacterial meningitis is the bad one, right?
That's like spinal meningitis.
Yeah. So there's like, there are some bacteria vaccines, but most of what we vaccinate for is viral.
Yeah, because you can't do a vaccine for the Black Plague because that's bacterial.
Mhm.
You can give it an antibiotic.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, help Trump with the syphilis right now. It's just not going to work. Allegedly.
He tested nerve gases like sarin on humans.
What's sarin?
Sarin gas. It's horrible. You never watched Homeland?
Mm-mm.
You cannot use it. It's like a war crime to use it. It's a nerve agent. It's a nerve gas.
And so does this cause nerve pain or does it like kill your nervous system?
It kills your nervous system and you essentially, I can't remember all the details, but I know you like foam at the mouth before you die and it puts you in convulsions. I think it's kind of like strychnine poisoning.
So is that like killing your autonomic
paralysis.
nervous
Mhm.
system? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like shutting it down.
Yeah. He also proposed using mosquitoes to spread malaria as a means of warfare. He was a really stand-up guy.
Well, I mean, the U.S. government also did that with blankets for the Native Americans, so.
Yeah, they're like, come on in. You'll fit right in.
Goddamn white people.
On April 13th, 1953, with the Cold War in full swing, CIA Director Alan Dulles formally approved a new initiative, Project MKUltra, to further study and develop mind-controlled drugs that would elicit confessions and or wipe one's memory clean and allow them to be reprogrammed.
That sounds like some kind of stupid light beer that frat boys would drink.
The concept was largely in response to alleged mind control experiments done on American POWs by the Soviets, the Chinese, and North Koreans during the Korean War. So think like real-life Manchurian Candidate.
But none of this worked.
No, none of it does.
Like, it's all just like voodoo and like science fiction.
But yeah, so the Cold War was a war.
Was RFK Jr. in charge of all of this? Like, what was going on?
The Cold War was more a war of propaganda. Less, I mean, there was, fighting and things like that, but it was mostly related to information.
And fear-mongering.
100%. The United States was convinced that our communist enemies had already developed this technology.
You can't. Humans can't make it.
And I have a side note. There's no good documentaries about Project MKUltra. I tried watching 2 different ones and they both sucked.
Yeah.
One of them was just like clips. It was like a meta documentary. It was like clips from various things.
Was it like CGI stuff?
Yeah. And it was so bad. And I'm like, I can't even finish this. But I had to put this side note in. There was this goofy ass clip because they were showing a clip of the United States' training video that they sent to like schools and shit.
Trying to recruit.
Yeah, and they would give it to our soldiers.
Oh, but no, teenage me would have seen that and been like, I'm in.
So it was this was a video clip recorded by the army where the guy's talking about the communist propaganda that they're trying to send to us. And they're saying, the Soviets are showing this propaganda to their own people. And I can't even describe how bad this was. So they're saying the Soviets released this clip to talk about how bad America is, essentially.
Yeah.
But the clip that the army showed was, first of all, in fucking English with a horrible fake Russian accent about how bad America is.
It was like, it's what someone in theater thinks a Russian accent.
Yeah, and I
was like, comrade.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. It was so bad and cheesy. And I'm like, Why would Russia release a propaganda video to its own citizens in English? That makes
Yeah.
no sense. It's yeah.
But like now I'm picturing, did you ever watch that movie? I think it had Brad Pitt and what's his face? He's married to Amala something over in Italy.
George Clooney.
George Clooney, where he's doing like the psychic testing for the military in the 50s and 60s. It's a ridiculous
Is it
movie.
The Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yes.
Okay, that is part of that movie is based on what we found from the CIA experiment.
Okay.
Not all of it, but part of it is.
Okay.
But yeah, when I heard that fucking goofy ass fake Russian accent, I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, you have to send me the clip because I'll put it in right here.
All right.
No, you have to be quiet so I can see it. Right here.
This is America of the big capitalists. Wall Street with its big, impressive buildings. But this is the real America, where the workers live. Since they are underpaid, they must eke out a few pennies extra by peddling fruit on the streets. Almost every day in America, you will see police and goon squads attacking the workers who try to strike. But for the wealthy class, there is not a care in the world.
Okay.
I didn't know what you pointing at me meant for a cue. I'm sorry. We didn't.
I gave her the silence.
She absolutely did not. She just
Silencio.
put a finger in the air.
Give you the mother stare.
We didn't do a dress rehearsal. Okay, so Project MK Ultra was headed by Sidney Gottlieb, chief CIA chemist who specialized in poisons
Okay.
and had previously worked on Project Artichoke. Artichoke was merged with Project Chatter, the Navy's, into MK Ultra. So they're putting all of these kind of individual projects
Was
into
he a Nazi?
perhaps.
Okay. The last one was a Nazi.
Actually, no.
Oh.
No, actually, Sidney Gottlieb was not a Nazi, even though actually he's Jewish.
I was
I
going to say, that
believe.
sounds like a Jewish name.
Yeah. He's of German descent, but he was
Mhm.
not one of the Nazi that we know of.
The last one looks like a Nazi.
So they merged all the various independent related projects, experiments into one, MK Ultra.
So a bunch of money got dumped into it, and when
Mhm.
there was no results, everything got pared down.
Yep.
Okay.
So both Gottlieb and Dulles, who's the CIA director, believed there was a way to influence and control the human mind and lead to global domination.
Well, there is, but they just don't know what it is.
One journalist would later describe a feeling of paranoia within the CIA. Again, we have all this communist Cold War propaganda.
Mhm.
It's, fear of the Reds are coming.
Fear of the others.
Mhm. The United States at this point we lost our nuclear monopoly,
Mhm.
no longer have that, and the fear of communism is greatly increased after the Korean War.
Because Oppenheimer, thanks.
Yep. There was also a belief that a mole had infiltrated the CIA at the highest level. So like, we have to get this technology so we can interrogate people we believe to be this mole.
Well, and I mean, they thought the same thing during Watergate, right?
Mhm.
Like, there's moles everywhere.
Mhm.
I'm like, have you considered that you're just dumb and not good at this?
Gottlieb hired Kurt Blom to work on MK Ultra. So he was
Fans in the way. Can't read me.
Kurt Blom's not up there.
Okay.
Kurt Blom was the Nazi scientist who infected the people for vaccines and things
Okay.
like that.
He seems like a winner.
Yeah, and he also sponsored other scientists like Donald Ewan Cameron, who's at the middle up there on the board. He's a Scottish psychiatrist who conducted unethical experiments on humans and developed psychological torture techniques for the CIA.
Okay, I feel like I'm going to add him to my list because I've never heard of him.
I'm going to talk
before.
about him a little more later. And Harris Isbell, who I do not have a picture of, who is a pharmacologist who experimented with inducing addiction on incarcerated men with histories of substance abuse.
Oop, nope.
So he's picking just, the cream of the crop to work
Yeah.
on this project.
I'm going to do a deep dive on Donald
You
Cameron.
can. And I'll talk about it
That's
a little
right
more,
up
like I
my
said.
alley.
So there's a project MK Ultra, but there's also sub-projects. There were 149 sub-projects, mostly involving behavior modification via drug administration. There were also 4 of those were sub-projects were focused on, this is so fucking dumb, how to use magicians as a method of dosing unwitting subjects.
Leah and Ben, this is what was happening when we went to the magic show. We were getting dosed. It was definitely not the alcohol. We were intentionally drinking.
I was like, 4 sub-projects receiving government funding to see how we can use magicians to dose people. Get out of here.
Although, I can tell you from watching those card tricks and the tricks I saw, because Leah bought the fancy tickets, and so we got to be upfront VIPs. We got in-person magic, and I was like, you could dose me through that because I'm just like mesmerized by it. I was like you, giving away all the secrets to where the horse farms are.
So what did they actually do during the MK Ultra experiments? Do you know?
Okay, so you just described a lot of different things.
Yep. So the overarching goal is to develop a means to mind control, wipe someone's own sense of self.
I think they were trying to make super soldiers.
Pretty much, yeah. They're trying to either develop agents to insert for assassinations, or
they were trying to make a villanelle.
Yeah, or pull Russian defectors
against their will.
Yeah, brainwash them and send them back. So they're looking for a way to do that. How do you think they tried to do this?
I'm assuming, based on your face, that is the dumbest way possible. Okay, now hold on. Let me think. The worst way I would try to brainwash somebody is I would pull them into a room and I would make them listen to horrible music and watch like streams and streams and streams of images, thinking it's going to imprint on them, because I think they think that's how it works.
They did do some of that. So there's one specific major thing that was involved in almost all of MK Ultra, and that is LSD, and a lot of it.
Well, and yeah, I mean, they would have gotten better off just getting loyalty, because you'll get a lot farther with loyalty than you will LSD, because you're not going to be a very good shot when you're that high.
LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide, is derived from ergot. This may ring some bells. A mold that forms on wheat. Do you remember the dancing plague episode?
Yeah, I'm like, is
all the way back to
that
episode 3?
The dancing plague, they were all on LSD.
Yep. Ergot poisoning was one of the theories posited to explain the sudden onset of symptoms of convulsions and eventually gangrene in those people. LSD was synthesized in
they
a
had
lab.
Gangrene?
Yeah, remember their feet
got
bloody because they couldn't stop dancing.
Yeah.
And then LSD was synthesized in a lab, so created artificially by Albert Hoffman in 1938 as part of research looking into the potential medical benefits of ergot-derived alkaloids.
I mean, I guess you can see, like, what does this have any kind of benefit? Because you never know pharmaceutically what something's going to do until you try it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's how we have metformin being so good for a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
Like, here's what
It's the same. Yeah. Like, hey, we do this and we think it might do A, B, and C. Its psychedelic features, however, so he is synthesized in 1938. Were not discovered until 1943 when he accidentally ingested some of it.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
The first rule of drug manufacturing is you don't eat your own supply.
Keep your mouth closed.
Because I'm assuming what happened is he touched something and then he like touched his eye and it got into the mucous membranes, or he went to lick his finger to turn a page.
Starting in 1947, LSD was marketed as, quote, a cure for everything from schizophrenia to criminal behavior, sexual perversions, and alcoholism.
Wait,
end
is
quote.
this very much like we used to be able to have cocaine and coke?
Exactly.
And so we could just go buy LSD over the counter?
Well, hold that thought.
How come I am now not living in the era I really would have thrived?
You could not, but I'll tell you why in just a few moments.
Okay.
Because LSD has a similar chemical structure to serotonin, it started becoming widely studied in the 50s and 60s as a potential method to treat alcoholism and schizophrenia.
Oh, buddy, you're going the wrong way there.
Good trips have visual
Mm-hmm.
pseudo hallucinations, improve mood for several days to weeks after use, euphoria, decreased anxiety, and a sense of enlightenment.
Yeah. The key word there being good.
Yeah. Bad trips, however, can provoke panic attacks, agitation, and paranoia, especially in those with existing mental illnesses.
Well, are you familiar with the diathesis stress model?
No,
Really?
I don't have a master's degree, Nicole.
But you know everything. So the diathesis stress model is where you may be predisposed to an illness, but it might not manifest unless certain things in the environment trigger it, like drug use.
Like, I know that's a thing. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
So, like, you could potentially have a predisposition to a psychotic disorder, but unless you're in a very stressful environment or you ingest high levels of hallucinogens, you're not going to have long-term psychosis.
Hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens.
The effects of LSD can start as soon as 30 minutes and can last up to 22 hours with longer doses.
Mm.
I feel like I missed a sentence. Hold on.
That's like a ride
Oh, no.
that you want to get off and you can't.
After CIA scientists learned about LSD, Sidney Gottlieb, who's the director of MK Ultra, arranged for the CIA to buy the entire world supply of LSD.
Were they real scientists, though? Because they seem really unethical.
I mean, they're not ethical, but they do have PhDs and, I mean, research, etc. for the time. So because LSD was synthesized in a lab, it was not readily available to the public. So purchasing the entire existing supply was possible. And Sidney Gottlieb said, yes, the CIA is buying every milligram, microgram.
That's probably, I'm assuming it's the most money he's ever seen in his life because he wasn't like $100.
Yeah.
Probably like $100 million.
$240,000
for that time.
Which is actually surprisingly $3.3 million today.
He could have got a lot more.
Yeah.
Also, but when it runs out,
yeah,
he has to show them how to make more.
Gottlieb, a CIA employee, was essentially responsible for introducing LSD to Americans and the anti-establishment counterculture that it inspired, which notably believed in sticking it to the man.
What year was this?
This was 1953-ish.
Okay, so we're a lot further back than I thought because it definitely finds its footing.
Yep.
But it's a couple of decades later.
Yeah, so you have, a straight G-man who essentially brought psychedelic culture and
I have a 0% belief that he didn't test it as he went along to see what was happening.
The drug was distributed to dozens of universities, prisons, clinics, hospitals, and foundations under the guise of bogus organizations, asking them to conduct research and see how people would react to determine if it was actually an effective mind control drug.
I, in my undergraduate career, was never offered the opportunity to participate in CIA mind control studies. I would have paid attention to that flyer. This was also probably before studies had real ethical guidelines.
Oh, 100%. And I'll talk about that for a second too, in a little bit. So it's important to note that LSD is extremely potent. Doses are measured in micrograms.
That's why they come in little pads of paper.
Rather than the milligrams we're used to seeing with most of our medications. There are 1,000 micrograms in a milligram.
You need one microgram.
Yeah.
How much LSD is in one little paper of acid?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look it up.
Maybe I think 20 micrograms was kind of the dose.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna ask AI. How many? You all have to listen to me narrate this as I type it. Micrograms in a tab of
what is that called? Blotter paper?
SD. I'm assuming so. I hit the wrong thing. How many
micrograms?
How How many micrograms in a tab of LSD? There is no quality control.
Well,
for illegal
okay, yeah, that's
substance.
we know that, Google.
In one blotter, how many micrograms? You could do allegedly. I don't care. It's thinking. Like, it's thinking long and hard trying to get
I
me
didn't
an
mark it
answer.
down, but I want to say it was like most doses were like recreational use were like 20 micrograms. When
That's like a Lisa dose, it
Yeah,
feels like.
when whatever the world supply that he quote unquote bought had like 100 million microgram, like 100 million doses in it.
And I'm assuming it was like this much.
Yeah, it was probably like one vial.
Yeah, it's one vial of it.
It was like 2 ounces of liquid LSD.
Because that's blotter paper. And what
Mhm.
they would do is they just like put
Yeah.
a drop. But it's the same as like an edible, right? You shake it up and
Yeah.
hope for the best.
You hope it's evenly distributed. So during these experiments that were put forward by the CIA under the guise of being a foundation, a research organization,
Mm.
they're sending LSD out to institutions,
Mhm.
reputable institutions, but so they're testing it on all kinds of people, including prisoners, drug addicts, sex workers, and people with mental illnesses. The
Mm.
quote, people who could not fight back, end
Mhm.
quote. One psychiatric patient in Kentucky was dosed with LSD for 174 consecutive days.
Damn.
Yeah.
If he wasn't psychotic before that, he is now.
I'm going to guess he did not show improvement.
No. We'll continue to monitor.
Sidney Gottlieb, ever the scientist, recognized there was a difference in studying the effects of LSD in a controlled clinical setting like they were doing and using it in clandestine operations like what they wanted to use it for.
Mhm.
So he decided that it should be administered to normal people
But
without warning.
But I'm also thinking, like, this is not how scientific research is supposed to
No,
happen.
not at all.
You have to have a control group and an experimental group. You have to have parameters. You're just willy-nilly just handing it out
Yeah,
and seeing
this
what
is-
happens.
They may be scientists on paper, but this is not science.
No, like, this is not how it works.
Aside from the ethical issues, this is not how you do science. Like,
No.
you can't publish this shit in a journal because everybody would be like, no.
There are no parameters. Like, we don't know what your controls are. Like, your variables are all over the
Mhm.
place.
Yep.
Because we got Beth the prostitute over here and Billy the psychotic
Yeah.
mental health patient. Like, these are not equal.
Yeah. But so he did realize that.
Hmm.
But then he's like, how are we going to overcome basically this lack of a control to determine how an average person
Well, you
reacts?
tested on soldiers who are willing to do it.
A surprise acid trip became an occupational hazard of working for the CIA during the time.
You know, that is not an unfortunate side effect of my work. I'm never at work and I'm like, whoopsie, dose myself with acid again. Should I start calling my coworker Acid Andy?
Mm-hmm. You should, yes. I'm sure he knows about this, being a psychiatrist.
Well, I'm going to ask him about this
Mhm.
when I see him on Thursday. I'm going to ask him.
LSD was also administered to other government agents, military personnel, and ordinary citizens just to see how they would react to the
Mhm.
drug. It was not uncommon for the experiment subjects to not know or give consent to being dosed with LSD,
You can't do that.
which is a direct violation of the Nuremberg Code the U.S. agreed to participate in after World War II.
like, you have to know that you might get a placebo or you might get the active
Mhm.
agent, but you have to agree to it.
The Nuremberg Code is a set of ethics used in human experimentation and research. In the early 1950s, however, the United States created secret detention centers primarily in the Philippines, West Germany, and Japan, which were areas still under our control, to conduct their illegal experiments and avoid prosecution.
Well, it's very similar to how, remember I was telling you the story about they were trying to test malaria and not give vaccines to
Mhm.
people? You can't do that. Like,
No.
you can't not tell people that's happening.
Oh, the house just settled.
I
That's
was
all.
like, is the room about to fall off the house?
Frank Olson
Hmm.
was a bacteriologist and biological warfare specialist with the Army who had worked with several of the Nazis as part of Operation Paperclip.
So he's the one
Not
who
a
gave
Nazi.
poison blankets to people.
Maybe. No, he's not a Nazi, but he is a biologist who works for the government.
I mean, with that hairdo, he's Nazi adjacent.
And what he worked on during Operation Paperclip with those Nazis we brought over was the aerosolization of anthrax.
God damn.
Mhm. After leaving the Army, Olson remained with the Army Chemical Corps on a civilian contract and later joined the CIA, where he worked on Project Artichoke. A semi-monthly secret retreat for those involved with MK Ultra was held at a Maryland cabin, and Olson attended. On November 19th, 1953, he was drugged with a, quote, potential truth serum, end quote, by Sidney Gottlieb.
I was going to say, we need to Aaron Brockovich these bitches. So did Sidney not like him and he did this?
He's just giving LSD to anyone. It doesn't matter if he likes them or not, because he wants to give it to as many people as he can.
So you don't go to Sidney's dinner party?
No. Don't go to the retreat at Camp David or whatever.
I'm real glad I watched you make all the food today.
It would later be determined that potential truth serum drug was LSD.
Is that what truth serum drugs are? Is just LSD? When you think in the movies?
And I have more information about that. I can't reach the horn, but I would have horned you like 45 times. Because you keep asking a question. I'm like, no, I'll talk about that later. Like, I have it in my pot.
She's like, Nicole, stop ruining it.
Did you read this when I was in the bathroom?
But I do like ruining things. No, but I did set up my prank. It's somewhere in the house.
Good. I did see you skedoodling around earlier. Frank Olson returned home the next day and was distant with his family, refusing to eat and stating, quote, I've made a terrible mistake, end quote. A coworker described him as being very agitated at work. A few days later, he flew to New York City for work, and at 2 a.m. on November 28th, 1953, Frank Olson plummeted to his death from his 13th floor hotel room.
He committed suicide, didn't he?
He did not die immediately.
Oh.
Which might be the worst part of this entire story.
Oh, so he's just like crushed and mangled and still alive.
Like the hotel manager spoke to him.
Oh. So either he saw something or he came to a realization.
Hold that thought.
Did he leave a letter?
I could have gone into so much because he was in. And I'll just hold on. We'll discuss. Yeah. We'll discuss what I've done because there's more about him later.
Okay.
In 1954, a group of CIA safe houses in San Francisco were converted into fake brothels to conduct experiments.
Good God!
Knowing the subjects would be too embarrassed to further discuss any of the events that occurred.
So they used the women to lure people in and then dose them?
Men were dosed with drugs, including LSD.
Okay, but good for those ladies who got to stick it to their johns.
Like, oh, get this. So
were they not real hookers? Were they CIA
No,
agents?
They were real hookers.
Okay.
Sex workers. They were on the CIA payroll, and they did the interrogations under bright lights. How come
I never get the opportunity to do this? I would be a great interrogator.
While, the experiment runners are behind two-way mirrors and whatever. The men were also threatened to have their acid trip extended if they did not reveal their secrets.
Also, what secrets? They're just Johns and...
I think they're just trying to see what it takes to get someone...
How far can I push you before you break?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But also, how do you know when... I mean, I know when you've broken someone.
Yeah.
But how do they know?
They didn't care what the secrets were. They just wanted to see if they could get them.
So, I just want to know if this gets us to get you to give something up.
Some were given subliminal messaging to see if they would commit crimes afterwards.
Yeah, see? Wait, do crimes...
Mm-hmm.
Did it work? Did any of them do crimes?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, they should have been charged if they were.
Yeah. This project was called, and I fucking shit you not, Operation Midnight Climax.
I thought you were going to say midnight or Operation Hallucinogens. I'm going to put that on a shirt for you. Operation Midnight Climax.
Please don't.
And it's going to have the scissors in real big font in the front.
There were, however, some subjects during all of these experiments who did consent to participate in the experiments. Those who gave consent were singled out for even more extreme tests. because they're like, oh yes, come over here. If you're willing to take LSD, we have something real good in store.
Come play with us.
Mhm. 7 men with pre-existing substance use disorders were given LSD for 77 consecutive days while at
77?
Yes, while they were at the National Institute of Mental Health Addiction Research Center. They're in an addiction place.
Yeah. Actively giving.
Actively.
I'm assuming they're in a separate unit than the rest of other people.
So they're there to treat their addiction.
So what this tells me is if you ever trick me into rehab and there's a wing that we're not supposed to go into, I need to break into that wing because that's where the hallucinogens are.
Yes, that's where the hallucinogens are. Eventually, LSD was determined to be too unpredictable and not, quote, the secret that was going to unlock the universe, end quote.
How many years were they pushing this before they came to that startling conclusion?
Several. Far too many.
Like, I know that you're hanging your hat on this, but it's not working.
Like 7+ years.
That's too long.
As scientists begin to move away from the subject, LSD lost favor and funding for research for MK Ultra. Funding for the research. Okay, hold on. Let me start that sentence again. I wrote this weirdly and it didn't make sense. LSD lost favor and funding for LSD research dwindled, but MK Ultra persisted.
Okay.
So they've redirected away from LSD. Yeah. One experiment involved IV administration of a barbiturate in one arm, and when the person started to fall asleep, they were injected with an amphetamine in the other arm.
Oh, I wish you all could see my face right now because I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. So you're lulled and then you're just like zapped awake.
Yeah, you can't do that. They used to do that to my Aunt Darcy and like, look how, you never saw me.
I was like, I don't know who that is.
It didn't turn out great. Let's just say nobody talks to Aunt Darcy and there's a reason for that.
Other drugs were also used in the revised or newer MK Ultra experiments, including opioids, benzos, mescaline, think peyote, psilocybin, magic mushrooms.
So they want people to vomit on people afterwards.
Alcohol, scopolamine, and sodium pentothal.
What's scopolamine?
For those unaware, scopolamine.
Look at me.
You always I swear you can laser read backwards through these pages because you always ask the question and my next sentence is always the fucking answer every single goddamn time.
Maybe we just have a good
Maybe
system.
You could just hold your fucking horses. I'm going to start telling you hold all your questions till the end.
We both know I can't do that. John is like, that bitch can't shut up.
Scopolamine in higher doses is used as a kidnapping, date rape drug and as a way to render a victim unconscious for 24 hours or more, and has been used by various governments to try to elicit confessions.
Is it like chloroform where you rag them, or is it
Nope.
they ingest it?
It's also the main ingredient in Dramamine. Do you remember?
I'm like, good to know.
Yeah. Do you remember the story arc in Criminal Minds where Spencer was kidnapped and then
was it because the female serial killer was obsessed with him?
No, it was before that.
No.
So they used scopolamine to essentially render him, and then they got him addicted to opioids or benzos. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, he got addicted to Percocet or Darvocet or something.
Okay.
That's part of it.
Okay. So I could just feed people like grotesque amounts of Dramamine.
You might be on a watch list somewhere if you do that. But, sodium thiopental, the other unknown drug you didn't know, is a barbiturate that has also been used in interrogations as a truth serum. Other applications...
That's the one I was like, what's the truth
serum? Other applications...
That's an injection.
Yes, include anesthesia, euthanasia, both human and animal. It's one of the drugs used in the lethal injection process.
I was like, wait.
Yeah.
But it's like one step, not the full step.
Yeah, it's one of the three. It's the first of the three. Since it's a barbiturate, it's the one that puts you to...
Well, I would assume that it makes people floaty and happy, so they're more willing to talk.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing with both of these drugs is it lowers inhibitions, so to speak. So they thought that it could be used if you're interrogating someone and you gave them this drug or drugs, they would just, start
And
like a
I-
miracle drug, and they would just start spewing all their
Well,
secrets.
and I think for the average person, probably.
Mhm.
But for a trained spy who probably has a horrifying
Yeah.
personality disorder, probably not.
And nothing ever really came of there's
Hmm.
no truth serum.
No.
They can't make it. It doesn't really exist. You might have like a little bit here, a little bit there, but for what they wanted, it was never possible.
No, because the reality is you have to know what that person's hook is to get them to
Mhm.
tell you.
And although the CIA is based in America, experiments were conducted all over the world. Donald Cameron, the middle guy there that we talked
Mhm.
about, that you're going to do a deep dive
The
on,
world's worst psychiatrist.
commuted to Montreal, Canada each week from New York to conduct MK Ultra experiments there.
I feel like it probably wasn't legal in Canada either.
It sure wasn't. His research into correcting schizophrenia was conducted under the CIA front called Society for the Investigation of Human Ecology.
Were the eugenicists, Kyla?
And he, yeah, I know. When I started out talking about what the Nazis did, I was like, I'm just really laying into it here. And
She
he
just can't stay away.
allegedly did not know that the CIA was funding this society, but I don't buy that for
Bull
one fucking second.
fucking shit. You're an old
He was
white
recruited
man.
by the guy in charge of it. There's no way he
Yeah.
didn't know. His experiments included use of paralytic drugs, electroconvulsive therapy at levels 30 to 40 times higher than normal.
So, but he's just wiping their. You can't get memories if you've wiped them.
He was involved in placing subjects into medically induced comas for weeks at a time while playing looped tape recordings at them.
This guy's a monster. I can't wait to do a deep dive on him.
Many of his test subjects had common ailments like anxiety or depression, but ended up suffering lifelong permanent disabilities like amnesia and incontinence because of his experiments.
You know which psychiatrist would never do that?
Rosenhan.
Rosenhan on our wall of heroes.
Mhm.
Kyla's sexiest psychiatrist that she can't stop staring at.
That's
his
why he's
bald
right
head.
there in my eye line. Donald Cameron, who we're talking about here, was elected as the first chairman of the newly formed World Psychiatric Association while he was performing this research.
He also looks like the penguin from Batman.
He was also president of both the American Psychiatric Association and the Canadian Psychiatric Association during this time.
How closely did he work with the psychiatrist in your favorite home in California?
I'm not sure. I think there would have been some overlap there.
I feel like maybe he would have tested on those people.
I feel like he was a little bit earlier, not by much, but I'm sure there was
like
overlap.
between the three of them, like Sydney is horrifying with no ethics. Donald is a monster because he knows what he's doing.
When the Watergate scandal occurred in 1972, panic spread through the government agencies. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered that all MK Ultra files and documents be destroyed.
I just realized, I said, what happened to all the participants? And it says, we don't know, AI said, because all the files were destroyed.
Are you cheating?
I did.
You fucking bitch. I'm going to tell you.
But also, I don't believe that someone didn't take some of those files as a gotcha, because I definitely would have pocketed some of those. Good.
About 20,000 documents survived, however.
Yes.
Because they had been incorrectly stored in a different building and nobody knew they were there.
Were they in Trump and Biden's garage?
Yeah. In 1977, a FOIA request, and I didn't know FOIA went back that far. I thought that was a much more recent thing, led to the discovery of the documents and resulted in hearings held by the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence.
Is there a cheer button on here?
I don't know.
We need a cheer. There's no cheer.
The files contained little experiment level data, which is why I had so much difficulty finding the nitty gritty details.
But that's the files they have. I guarantee you somebody has it like on microfiche somewhere.
But when they did find them, they found a lot of information relating to the financing of MK Ultra. So all those finance accounting documents were the ones that were stored improperly.
Well, then all of those people should have been charged because these are all war crimes.
The experiments that Donald Cameron conducted in Canada were not uncovered until 1984.
Jesus. Was he dead by then, I'm assuming?
No, he was not.
Did he have his comeuppance?
Well, I'll save that for you when you do your deep dive.
Okay.
It had been revealed that not only did the CIA fund Donald Cameron's experiments, in addition, or the CIA funded them, but the Canadian government also contributed $500,000 to his research.
Which in the grand scheme isn't that much.
No, but in
40, yeah.
late 1950s.
I have a feeling he's going to be right up there next to the mushroom lady as like shitty people.
They claimed they were not fully aware of what he was doing.
Bullshit. Plausible deniability is not deniability.
Many survivors of MK Ultra experiments sued the CIA and the U.S. government for issues related to informed consent. The government aggressively defended their position, but several plaintiffs were successful either in court, via settlement, or through acts of Congress. Yeah, the family of Frank Olson, our jumper over there, was awarded $750,000.
They shouldn't be awarded anything because he was part of it.
He wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, he worked for the CIA.
And he got dosed?
And he was in a different, he was working on like biological stuff.
So he wasn't part of,
he was not part of these psychological experiments.
Oh, do we think then he found out and then he couldn't handle it and then
he happened to be at the same retreat because he was working in the same general scope.
Oh, and he put 2 and 2 together.
And that's where he was dosed.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. I look like a Nazi. You were not apparently terrible. I misjudged you.
Yeah.
And also the weirds with the world's weirdest comb over in that photo. Like they could have told him to fix that.
Yeah. And there's a lot more to his story. I could have went on for hours. He, when he came back from that retreat, he tried to resign, and there's this whole
He's like,
bunch
I'm
of
fucking out. But also they're probably
he's in this hotel room with this other guy, and
but I also think that at a certain level you don't get to quit the CIA.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was.
So did he jump?
Well, that we don't know for sure.
I mean, he definitely hit the pavement.
There's the hotel manager said, never in my 25 years have I seen someone run across a room in their underwear and not hit any beds or tables or anything and run straight through the window out. He was thrown out the window. But his family was awarded $750,000.
Also, they could have put pants on him. That's just rude.
By an act of Congress, and both President Gerald Ford and CIA director at that time, William Colby, publicly met with and apologized to his family. That's too little, too late.
No, he's already dead.
Confirmed voluntary subjects of MK Ultra experiments included poet and proponent of psychedelics Allen Ginsberg.
I feel like I know that.
He's a poet. He was big in the 60s.
Okay.
Author Ken Kesey, who wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense. And tennis player Harold Blower, who died as a result of injections of 3,4-methylene dioxyamphetamine, which is MDA, in the same family as MDMA. And Robert Hunter, a songwriter for the Grateful Dead. So those are ones that we know for sure participated voluntarily in the experiments.
Because I'm assuming when this was shut down in the 60s, that's when it became recreational because other people could synthesize it.
Alleged subjects include gangster Whitey Bulger, who said he was subjected to daily LSD doses while he was in one of his prison stints. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, who participated in Henry Murray's study while at Harvard.
Okay, I was like, wait, but I mean, okay, so that's which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah. Well, and you have to remember he was a super math genius, and we know people with that high level ability of math often, not always, have concurrent mental illness. Some stated Murray's experiments were part of MK Ultra. That's why it's alleged. And you can read more about Ted Kaczynski and his experiments. Actually, the Netflix documentary goes into it a lot more. The kind of experimentation he was subject to because he's 17 when he's at Harvard. So he already doesn't fit in.
Yeah.
Because he's a super genius.
Also, he's probably on the spectrum.
Oh, for sure. And the experiments are like berating people. It's horrible. So yeah, if you want to do a deep dive into Henry Murray, that's another one.
I don't know. I'm gonna focus on Donald first.
Yeah. Charles Manson and Sirhan Sirhan, who was
Charles Manson was not part of this experiment. He was just a lunatic and a narcissist.
Charles Manson and Sirhan Sirhan, who was the assassin of RFK, have also been allegedly tied to MK Ultra. RFK Sr., Bobby.
Oh. Oh, I forget. Yeah.
Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah. I was like,
Um, Following his retirement from the CIA in 1973, Sidney Gottlieb stated he did not feel his work had been effective and became an advocate for peace and environmentalism.
Sidney can go fuck himself.
There you go.
I want him up there next to the mushroom lady. He's awful.
I mean, everyone involved in this is bad news bears.
But he's just randomly dosing people
Yeah.
at dinner parties.
Mm-hmm.
He's out.
He's a bad dude. And then at the end, he's like, it wasn't that great. No,
I'm gonna do a deep
love
dive
Earth.
at old Donnie over here.
Yeah, he has his own Wikipedia page. I only read the parts that tied to this story and a little bit about the background of his science.
I'm gonna ask Acid Andy about him. I'm not gonna tell him I'm referring to him as Acid Andy on the pod. I don't think he listens, so he'll never know.
No, that's so funny.
Although if I get to work on Wednesday, he'd be like, well.
That would actually be hilarious.
I'd laugh, I'd cackle.
Mm-hmm.
So that, not a good story,
No.
but an interesting
Yeah, it is
story.
interesting. I wish I could have had, like I said, more. I looked through files that are available on the internet now, but it's mostly like Senate hearing overviews.
Mm.
There's no like
And
case
those are
files.
dry.
Yeah, there's no. I couldn't
Mhm.
see like, oh, on this date we gave this person 20 micrograms of LSD and this is what happened,
Yeah.
because those were all destroyed.
Boo.
Mhm.
I bet you old Sydney's got him.
Sydney's dead now.
Oh,
Everyone up there is dead now, but
good.
well, Frank is definitely dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't die right away after he fell 130 feet.
Like that's. But I imagine being alive and being conscious are two totally different things.
Oh, he was speaking to the hotel manager. He was mumbling something, and the manager couldn't figure out what it was.
Oh.
Yeah,
That could have just been back brainstem, though.
it could have been.
That could have been.
I'm
not
hoping it was.
I'm hoping it wasn't like consciousness. It was probably they threw me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's like saying the name of the guy who was in the hotel room
Yeah.
with him, his colleague, who allegedly didn't know that he jumped out the window. He was in the bathroom.
Okay.
Mhm.
On all those, what do you call them again, Kyla? Hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens. I'm such an idiot. Hallucinogens.
Well, that was a good story. We're going to go with something a little lighter, which is primetime and sexual assault.
Yeah, and by lighter you mean equally as horrifying and ruining all of our sick day childhood.
But in the scheme of things that I do stories about, this is
Oh,
light.
yeah, for you this is like sunshine and rainbows.
I'm like, oh, this isn't so terrible. I still have the doc. Maybe, no, I can't do it tomorrow because I got clients tomorrow. But I got to finish the one because it's a horrifying story. It's like, it's more horrifying than the tree guy.
Oh my god.
I was like, what?
And the tree guy, I mean, obviously it's horrifying because he committed several murders in horrific manners, but those fucking leaves stuck to the wall, I think, were the worst.
I
part of that
thought
whole
it
story.
was that he climbed an entire 30-foot tree to dump a body, and he had to climb up more than once. Unless he had some kind of like rigging system that he had all the garbage.
If he was an
bags on.
arborist, he probably had one of those
Belts,
belts that you loop up with.
but still, like
But that's still an
it
incredible
was
physical feat.
It was 3 bodies.
Yeah, that's still an incredible feat of physical activity.
because he wasn't a big dude.
No.
So I have 2 in the hopper here,
Okay.
and I'm not even telling you about the one after that because it's dumb criminals, and they start off so strong, and then they lose the plot. But
Well, I hope you enjoyed. We're gonna have a cosmic brownie. We have a themed dessert.
Yeah.
Dinner wasn't themed, it was just some
because she
pretty simple.
asked me if I wanted a TV dinner, I said I absolutely do not want a TV dinner.
I knew you were not gonna want one, but I was like, maybe
I hate meatloaf.
because if I
don't want Salisbury steak.
because if I say I was gonna make TV dinners and didn't, and you randomly love TV dinners, I know I would have never heard the.
I
fucking end
offered
of
you
it.
the option if you cook a turkey breast and use my homemade gravy and do mashed potatoes and green beans.
No, that's too much work.
That I
that
will do.
defeats the purpose of a TV dinner.
I just want you to know that the Genio turkey breast would have been a lot fucking less work than what you did.
Nah.
To the next pour and the next plot twist.